Namaskaram. I'm Shashi, founder Telugu Type Foundry, Hyderabad, India. Today I'm going to talk about one of the many fonts I designed, which is a layered font in Telugu. Before I get into details, let me give you some context about my script. As I mentioned earlier, I am from India. If you were to look at India from a language perspective, on a broader sense, you can divide it into two parts. One is the northern part, which has Indo-Aryan languages, and the southern part, which has the Dravidian languages. In South India, you have five states: Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka. Telugu, it is one of the Dravidian languages. It is spoken by Telugu people predominantly living in the states of Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. It is called as Italian of the East, as all words in Telugu end with vowel sound. If you consider this word Telugu, it ends with oo sound, and this is what makes it mellifluous to listen to. As per 2011 census, it has nearly 82 million speakers, and the direction of writing is left to right in horizontal lines. Evolution of Telugu script. Like most of the Indic scripts, Telugu is also originated from Brahmi script. Like the languages, even the script also follows the similar pattern. In the north you have North Brahmic, and in the south you have South Brahmic. In the northern script you have languages like Hindi, Gujarati, Bengali, Marathi, Punjabi, etc. Whereas in southern script you have 21 languages, and out of these 21, these four are the main ones: Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, and Tamil. Now getting into the details of Telugu letter forms. These are vowels, we call them as Achulu. These are 18 in number. These are consonants, we call them as Hallulu. These are 38 in number. And the total number of basic characters in Telugu is 56. If you look at the highlighted characters in the top row of the vowels and the bottom row of consonants, these characters have become obsolete, but being a type designer, I have to design them, since they would be used to render poems or to draft old documents. Not only this, vowels and consonants, but these consonants have its associated vowel diacritic marks. These are called as Gunintalu. If I were to compare it with its Latin equivalent, if you look at ka, there is a diacritic mark that is coming above the character, but whereas in Telugu it is becoming a part of the character. So the base form along with the vowel diacritic mark, this conjunct has to be designed distinctively. We have its associated consonant diacritic marks. The concept is very simple. You have one consonant and its associated vowel diacritic marks, and then its associated consonant diacritic marks. Like this, you have the diacritic marks for all of these consonants. And not only this, over here there is only one consonant diacritic mark is shown, but there would be instance wherein two marks would be applied, one below the other or one beside the other. If you consider this word called Lakshmi, it is a very common name in India, and this is the way we write it. This is La, and this is a base form of Ka, and this is the top diacritic mark. This is the first consonant diacritic mark, and this is the second consonant diacritic mark. And if you combine all this, you would be able to compose this word called Lakshmi. Numerals, these are the numerals, and even for the fractions also there is a designated symbol, so those also have to be designed distinctively. Considering all this, the basic number of glyphs for a workable font in Telugu is more than 1200. Let me show you open file of this Mandali typeface. As you can see, there are vowels, consonants, vowel diacritic marks, consonant diacritic marks, numerals, fractions, and not to forget the punctuation marks. There are 1232 glyphs in this particular typeface. Looking at the special features, this is read as Tenaloluku Bhasha Mana Telugu Bhasha, or it loosely translates to Telugu is considered as sweet as honey. Yeah, the script is round in shape, and the absence of any vertical or horizontal strokes makes it complex to design. If you consider this word supply, yeah, it is very common to use words from other languages in Telugu. This is more or less become a Telugu word now. If you consider this particular conjunct, you have, like in the case of Lakshmi, you have a top vowel diacritic mark and you have two consonant diacritic marks. If you clearly observe, there is a vertical distribution of diacritic signs, whereas in its Latin equivalent, there is only horizontal distribution of characters. If you consider this another word, Marxism, the highlighted conjunct is RXI, RXI. This one, you have its top vowel diacritic mark and two consonant diacritic marks. So there is vertical as well as horizontal distribution of diacritic marks, whereas in its Latin equivalent, there is only horizontal distribution of characters, and this affects the overall continuity in a typeface. In these words, the highlighted vattu or the diacritic mark is ra vattu, and it is represented in different ways depending on the context. And one of the reasons this is done is to enhance the beauty of the characters. In this particular conjuncts, if you look at the highlighted diacritic mark, it does not sit in one particular place for every character, but differs from one character to another. If you look at this first conjunct, there is a vowel diacritic mark that is come above the base form. In the second one, it is placed on top of the base form, but the shape of it is totally altered. In the third, it is come as it is become a extension of one of its arms. In the fourth, here where the base form and the diacritic mark are meeting, there is a knot that is forming. And in the fifth instance, the diacritic mark is sitting on one of the sides of the character. And yeah, all of these examples I have shown is for you to understand what goes into designing a Telugu typeface in terms of character design, spacing, both vertical as well as horizontal. Now, I'm going to give an example of a conjunct. This is Thai, to demonstrate how it is put together. This is the base form, and on top of it is a vowel diacritic sign, and there is an extension to the vowel diacritic sign, and there is a dot that is there inside the base form, and at the bottom of the base form there is a vertical stroke, and below that is a consonant diacritic mark, and onto its one of its sides is the second consonant diacritic mark. So if I were to break it down, if we consider this as the baseline, this would be the main character, or we can equate it to x height in a Latin script. And this would be the top diacritic mark. This would be the bottom consonant mark. This is the second consonant mark. So basically these are the things I look for while computing grid for designing characters for a Telugu typeface. And coming to font design inspiration, I have been looking at shop front signboards since childhood, but a year back I looked at them from a different perspective. This gave me inspiration. I researched further and realized that the art of signboard lettering is becoming obsolete. Here are a few of the examples of the shop front signboards. This is well-fit tailors, Archana Medical Hall, modern hairdressers, hotel, Oro Care, I think you all can read this, painter, Asupatri, or hospital in English. This is Gopi Krishna, Rao Arts. Yeah, besides many things, what I have observed in these letter forms is the letter forms are very wide and have a heavy stroke thickness. So I chose one of the letter forms as a reference, and then if you compare it with the character in an existing typeface, the beginning of the letter form is more open, and this treatment reduces any clutter in the letter form and makes it more readable. And later on I sketched. While I was sketching, I noticed that signboard letter forms have a very heavy bottom stroke. I wanted bottom stroke in my typeface to have the equivalent horizontal strokes all over. So this is what I tried to achieve. And when I was okay with the sketch, I scanned it and then I traced it in FontLab. This is a final character. And later on I designed the other characters also, vowels and consonants. I named it as Sri-Kari. Kari means elephant, and since this is wider and it's got very heavy stroke thickness, I thought it would be appropriate if I had named it after elephant. This particular typeface has got 1227 glyphs in it. And comparing with the convention fonts, yeah, this is the most popular font in Telugu called Mandali. It is designed by Mr. Purushot Kumar, and he is the one who has helped me with the backend coding of Sri-Kari. So these two typefaces are set at same point size, and if you look at the stroke thickness of Sri-Kari is thrice the stroke thickness of Mandali. And if you look at the width of the character, the width of characters in Sri-Kari is 1.5 times the width of characters in a Mandali typeface. So these are a few of the special features of Sri-Kari. But when I was looking at these shop front signboards, there was something missing in my typeface. So I noticed that these letter forms have a distinctive hairline shadow. So I again went back to FontLab and then drafted the shadow. And if you remember, the shadow and letter forms are rendered in different colors. So what I did in my typeface is I separated the letter form and the shadow. So in my typeface, I have three variants now. One is Sri-Kari combined. Uh, if anybody wants to use a single color for the letter form as well as for the shadow, they can use a Sri-Kari combined. And if they want that signboard dramatic effect, they can use Sri-Kari title as well as Sri-Kari shadow in combination. And this particular typeface, it's got 1227, and then again the shadow, it's another 1227. So the total number of glyphs in this particular typeface is 2454 glyphs. And now I'm showing one of the ways of typesetting Sri-Kari. Swagatam means welcome. Suswagatam means heartiest welcome. Yeah, this is one of the ways of typesetting Sri-Kari. As a conclusion, I would like to say that the bright colors, expanded and heavy lettering style with a distinctive hairline shadow inspired me to design this font. The main purpose is to carry forward the legacy of this indigenous art form and to revive the art of signboard lettering through a digital medium. This font can be used for shopfront signboards, logos, poster works, etc. This is my journey into designing this typeface, Sri-Kari. It took me 6 months to design and I enjoyed every bit of it. Thank you. Krutagnatalu. Namaste.